All
We're
right.
live.
So we are live. Welcome once again to Frack Paddy Wack. We are bringing it once more with always something exciting happening last minute to all of us. I think that should always be a segment now is what happened just before show starting. That could be that could be a 20-minute segment right there. So yeah. So yeah, for me it was how about you guys?
No comment.
No comment.
For me, it was my beautiful.
So we all just drank just to start it late.
Great.
Yeah, good start. So we'll start drinking. But while we're doing that, we want to welcome once again everybody to Frack Paddy Wack. Please make sure you follow us, click, like, share. You can find us live on Twitch.
Whoa.
Under the / of FFPW20. You can find us also on YouTube now. Again, just look up for Frack Paddy Wack, and also on Facebook and Facebook Live. It's facebook.com / FFPW20. So we're trying to make everything congruent, everything as simple as possible for everybody to remember. And also we're going to be going on Instagram as well. Only one picture for right now, but also you can find us under FFPW20. So you can probably see everything that's happening here, streaming above us somewhere around here. But yes, so with that, we thank you. We welcome you. Share this time with us. I mean, let's be honest. What else better do you have to do? Come on.
You know you do.
Nothing else you should be doing right now. Happy Thursday, everybody. So glad you're here.
Thirsty.
Thirsty Thursday, as we would like to call it. That's right. Thank you.
Thursdays.
We appreciate you. If you don't have a drink in hand, you might want to run and get one because we're going to have some fun tonight, escape the world just a little bit, and have a good time. So our show segments for the night are going to be, I have pulled the card for Random Facts of Life, so I've got some fun, pretty deep questions that we're going to ask one another, kind of learn a little bit more about each other, learn about you. Feel free to comment inside the chat rooms and get at us and chat at us. Erica has the trending topics for the night. Carlos is going to talk a little bit about what happened on this day in history, going back as far as many moons ago. And then Brooke has the celebrity focus this week on Ashton Kutcher. Carlos's drink for the night is
the Embassy Cocktail.
Embassy Cocktail.
I think that's what it's called. Is it called that?
I feel like there's a pun in that.
There is, because it has the word
Cocktail.
I was going to say ass, but all right.
Our
That's
guest
cock
tonight,
and tail.
David Curtis is joining us from RIG Construction, a good friend of ours and local business head man. And then after that, we'll get into a little bit later in that, we'll talk about our niches of business. And of course, close it out with a closing quote that we probably won't remember to have. And then we always have a game we have to play, and Brooke has to explain that to you.
All right. So our game is called You Decide, and we do it in a form of a bracket. It is, this week's is based on movies from 2010. So you have two choices, whichever one, wait, hold on. Reverse that. All right, take two. We all choose which one we like. And if we all choose the same thing, we drink socially. And if the majority chooses one, the minority has to drink because they're wrong. I tried to explain that a little bit differently this week. I don't know if it went any better.
We'll just stick with our normal scene. Yeah.
Just drink.
Erica, key word of the night. I can't. My drink is so delicious, it'll be gone before.
Mine is too.
Yeah, we're in trouble tonight, folks.
I made the strawberry basil mule.
Oh, that's a good one. I remember that when we
hit us from the time we came in from playtime until it was time to sit on the couch and cuddle.
Yeah. You share the ingredients? Because I'm curious. I've never heard of it.
Are the ingredients to make a toddler or?
Very simple. As Michael Bolton puts it, when a man loves a woman. Okay, that's all I can say.
No. It's just turn off the lights.
I am below you.
I know, like boobs are like resting on your head. Just saying. Anyways, keyword of that I actually switched it up for y'all today. I'm going with sure. So we're gonna do that one. Hashtag of the night, because I love David's hashtag for RIG. We are going with your best roof. The show name, I did forget what it was.
Carlos, just name.
Safety first.
That's what it was.
Speaking of making babies.
That's kind of what triggered that. Thanks.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to move us on into the next segment if everybody's cool with that.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do this. So,
bam. This is a question that I have thought about for years and years and years, and I'm hoping that I'm not the only one, and that some others have thought about this throughout the course of their life. But if you believe in the afterlife, if and when you get there, do you believe that everybody is waiting for you, or do you think that there will be certain people that you have to go find? Maybe they're busy. And if so, if you had to go looking for one another, where do you think you would find them? So we're just going to go around our little 4-person group here and kind of say where we think we would find each other. So, Carlos.
I was actually briefly discussing this. Yeah, no, I was actually briefly discussing this with Frick. And the funny part about it is that I kind of like the concept that the movie with Robin Williams and Cuba Gooding Jr., I believe. I forget the female actress's play, but it's As Dreams May Come, or What Dreams May Come, I think it's called.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so something kind of like that, where it's kind of picturesque, but at the same time, you know, it touches on a tough topic of suicide and darkness and depression and things. So, you know, that's kind of pitting your own personal hell. But at the same time, I know recently that I introduced Paddy and Wack to The Good Place.
Yeah.
So
love that show.
So I think it's kind of like that too. And later on, I don't want to spoil too much by saying this, but it's kind of you can kind of create your heaven if you believe in heaven, and you can kind of create your hell. So and I also like the concept of hell. If anybody has ever seen the series Lucifer.
Love that show too.
Yeah, it's a good show. My mom loves watching this show. She's going like, "Oh gosh, yes, I'll tell you all my desires." I'm like, "Okay, Mom." Anyways, so much for being a good Catholic. But anywho, I really hope our family priest is not watching. Anyways, and my cousin is now becoming a priest. Actually, he's down in Miami going through all that. So yeah. Anyways, but in the Lucifer series, he talks about that it's just a person reliving like the worst moment in their life over and over and over. So you create your own personal hell. And I'm going like, God, that would be horrible. That would be for
my entire segment not answering a question.
So yeah. So what was the question?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Where would we find each other?
Yeah. Okay. Where probably for me, it would have to be somewhere like in a beachside. You know, where I have access to a road. You know what? Probably where we go to the beach at.
Anna Maria.
Yeah, out in Anna Maria, somewhere out there. It's got to be out there.
So I can cut my segment short. We would find each other at restaurants. Go ahead, Patty.
Yeah. I mean, until I saw the question earlier this week, I hadn't really given it much thought, and I still don't think that you would have to go looking for each other. I think that your spirits just find each other. If you're meant to be there in the afterlife, in heaven, then I think that your spirits will find each other. And I don't even know if it's like a physical body or a place thing.
Don't they say that you actually meet somebody or come into contact with somebody 3 times before you actually introduce each other? I've heard that. You guys are looking at me, I'm crazy.
Wasn't it The Matrix?
No, I've really heard, like, take for instance, Kevin and we have met each other multiple times before we actually like introduced each other. Like,
oh, like in real life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I guess I'm just crazy. Got it. Next. Go ahead.
No. I mean, it's plausible. I mean, I know there's people that I've run into and then didn't become friends until way later after. Like one of them being the Wack. You know, I met him because of Patty, and we didn't become friends at first. We're just like, okay, I just know them as the people that were dating. and I didn't even know Patty that well as much as a friend back then yet. We weren't like friends.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which is surprising to me with exception Erica. Our 3 love of going to the beach together, that because she was like little surfer girl.
Yeah, I don't think Carlos went to the beach much back in the day.
Yeah, punk rock Carlos was not a beach goer. Got it.
He was super white. I mean, he's still kind of
still super white. So is he. So yeah, I'm with Brooke. I truly want to believe and do believe that we would you'd end up finding one another. You'd be there waiting for one another. But yeah, what dreams may come, I think, is definitely what kind of prompted that thought process for me and kind of getting that going.
I'd like to watch that again as an adult. I haven't seen it since I was a teenager.
If I had to go looking for someone, Erica, you're right. I'd find you at whatever sushi spot in heaven was there.
For real.
Food in general doesn't even have to be sushi. Like food.
Carlos would have like the world's largest sandcastle already prepped with a
He'd
volleyball
be a beach mermaid.
All like he'd be beach mermaided out. I
wouldn't have to do it. It would already be done.
Carlos. So and Brooke, there's no way that we wouldn't be waiting for each other. I would hope and believe that.
Yep.
There's no chance. I got thinking about it with my family though. Like my family, I was very close with my grandpa and my grandma. Growing up, they basically raised me. But I was thinking, I kind of had that feeling like once I entered, I would be walking through the door of my grandparents' house, and it would just be a big family get together like it was, and everybody in the family that had passed away would be there. So I kind of have that vision in my head too, that it'd be like walking into Christmas Day or Easter, Thanksgiving, or whatever. Anyways. So always a question that I've wanted to ask between this group, and we've never had a chance to conversate about it, and I'm sure that it'll come up now a little bit later when we all sit down and watch the movie again as adults. All right, if you could go back in time for just one day to just witness life, you're not interacting, you're not like, you don't go back in medieval times and you're the king, like you're going back and you're just bird, you're just out there, hopefully not in the hunting field. But you're just a bird and you're just watching. Where would you go and why, Erica?
So my dad's dad, I call Poppy. I would love to see him in his dress blue. Love doing. That would be my.
Carlos?
I would want to meet the person who first invented the finger guns. Because I got to see like who thought that this would be like a hey thing, and it's still
go anywhere in time. Anywhere he could pick anywhere that he wanted to go. He's right here.
Hey.
It was Buddy Christ, man. we know that. That's good.
Yeah, that's what. See, you're right. It was Jesus Christ, because you know what he was going like. I'll be back in 3 days.
Just kidding.
Oh no, wait, no, I'm dead. JK.
Just to witness and not interact, I think I would have to be like the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or maybe the opening of the Sistine Chapel, like the painting all new.
Well, you guys are making me look like a complete idiot here now.
I know, and I feel like I put too much thought into this because everyone else like.
I mean, I get it, hey.
Yeah, I definitely feel the family side too, but at the same time, I think that I would want to go back to something somewhere in either Greece or Rome or even medieval style times and witness one of those things. I think that it would be super, super cool to just go back and see, not that I want to see a battle or anything like that, but just go back.
But you're a bird, you're not going to get killed. Why not?
True. But it would just be so cool to see. Okay, picture medieval times though, like the castles that are in motion, the games, like the summer games or whatever it is going on, and just witnessing all that with all of that culture and everything coming together way back then, and then just to see. I know the castles were, disgustingly being used, but still so cool to see all of that going on. I think would just be really, really. I don't know if I might want to skip that one. Yeah, let's go to number 4. We're not. You don't have anything popping up that shows questions, right? All right. Just making sure. Number 4. When you're old, what stories do you think your kids will ask you about?
She's like,
And that was actually supposed to say your grandkids.
Oh.
What story will your grandkids ask you about?
Yeah, I was gonna say because Frick's kids already know too much about her.
Yeah, because my kids have already asked me questions. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, no. What will the grandkids ask you about?
I think definitely just living through the pandemic of 2020. I'm sure that's what
I'm hoping that this isn't even a topic.
It's gonna be a topic
40 years from now.
You know what? My grandkids are going to be like, what were computers like back in the 2000s and 80s and things like that? That's what my grandkids are going to ask me.
Yep, when I can go, hey Siri, and she appears just right here in this little.
No, I used to use, command prompts and the function keys. Do you even know how to use those?
Yeah, we're going to tell our kids that websites used to take days and weeks to build. And they're going to be like, that's insane. Think about a website and it's built.
Right? Got one, Frack?
You still thinking?
No, it's not the fact that I'm thinking. It's the fact that I don't think I would have to answer any of that because, and I think this is maybe I just realized, you have those moments in life you're like, wow,
I don't have kids.
Finally hit me. Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that what using your brain is like?
Yes.
That's that feeling. It's a thought.
You might have a couple.
It just doesn't know that.
No, but I just realized, and maybe this is like part of like back in my brain kind of situation where I'm like, why haven't I had kids yet? It's because probably the fact that I wouldn't have to tell my kids anything. My mom would just tell them everything.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, let grandma just tell you a story. And I'm just like, Mom, I'm trying to establish dominance here. You're ruining it.
Oh, yeah, that's my mom with Tyler. But Tyler's
Destiny said, how did you and grandpa meet? In a bar.
In a club.
Every good love story takes place.
By the way, Christina, talking about the AOL dial-up, all I keep thinking is
you've got mail.
Ooh. Chat rooms.
Chat room that's hanging out. We appreciate you.
Oregon Trail.
Those comments. Remember that you are about 60 to 90 seconds behind us, so we're not ignoring you. We will jump over and ask those things. Yes, beepers. All right, here's a good one. What's something that makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it?
Wait, I have to narrow this down to one thing?
Yeah, I was going to say, man, you're making this condensed list.
Roll your eyes every time you hear it.
Somebody typing in the middle of a frickin' virtual meeting.
Are you including yourself right now in this?
Not just typing, but people talk and clap their hands or hit the desk. That drives me nuts. Like in the middle of a virtual meeting. Like, stop it. Stop clapping your hands. Frack?
Every time I hear it, maybe I'm thinking too much on this.
Roll your eyes every time you hear it or something happens, something that's every time it happens, you're like, oh.
Okay, you know what? When I hear somebody in the news going, when they're talking about somebody who's done something very bad or, a serial murder or something like, oh, I would never think that person. I'm like, how could you not? How? You should be put in jail too.
You obviously don't pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. Spatial awareness.
Patty?
New normal.
Yeah, the word. I have so many trigger words that are just like, yeah, that one I
think everyone's on a collective with that.
Like if you say the new normal, I just want to kick you. I don't even want to roll my eyes at you. I'm just gonna kick you.
Oh, should we make a boy band called New Normal?
Yeah, if you want me to roll my eyes at you every beat.
But if it brings me in millions, I don't give a damn.
That I hate. That's a conspiracy. Like, shut up. Shut up.
If it's something you don't agree with.
I don't agree with it. It's a conspiracy. Shut up.
We could technically make anything a conspiracy. And if you give me 10 minutes, I can make something into a conspiracy.
It doesn't make it a freaking conspiracy. It's so annoying. Okay, so one thing. I have many things. One of the other things to me is when somebody messes up a person's name and they know them personally. It happens in our BNI meeting all the time. For some reason,
Roberts.
You can't just say her name is Julie Robertson. It is not Julie Roberts.
And it's like spelled out, like the next slide here.
But there's there's like 4 people in our chapter that do it, and it's newer people, and I understand, but
I remember when she was in there like 3 years ago, and we were going, and people would call her Julie Robertson.
But when you mess up people's names, like happy birthday to Brooke with an E.
And then they spell it with an E.
Well, autocorrect, to be fair.
Whatever. But 99% of the time, that's not right. They're typing it out and
fair enough. But yes, autocorrect when I'm talking to text, it always says the E.
I'll fix it.
That's how I know when my dad is talking to text me. That's when it comes in with an E.
So 2 quick notes on that. Number 1, what Christina was mentioning, I don't like those dots when somebody's texting and you see little dots going doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I'm like
you have to, it feels like you wait forever.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, for number 1. But number 2, I still remember with Brooke, I think this must have been like 4 years ago. But you told me, like, I think you looked at me like, seriously? You don't remember how to no E? And I'm like, ever since then, I'm like, never forget. E. Because she, I mean, you gave me a look kind of like a mom does to a child that's, like concerned, like. How
long have I known you?
Exactly. It's like I loved you, with a D now, because what's wrong with you?
You got the Justin Timberlake blank stare.
Yeah.
I see through your heart. All right, we have 1 minute left in my segment. What is a brand that you are loyal to?
Captain Morgan.
Love it.
You are.
I'm just saying, if you guys want to sponsor, we're not asking for much. I'm just saying. And tonight, because you guys haven't been throwing any sponsorship yet, I have to use a different rum.
That's true. We are shopping for sponsors. Let us know. We've got a couple plans in place. Minimal costs.
I remember when I read this question, I came up with 2, but now I can only think of 1. But I was thinking originally, like, I'm not really loyal to that many brands. It's more of whoever has what I need that's convenient.
Me, everybody.
But I'm more loyal to people, like services, people that offer services.
Sure.
And you wait for 'em.
Yeah, my hair person, I've been going to him for like 20 years.
Longer.
Like since I was in high school.
Yeah, that's longer than 20 years.
Well, it was a year. It was, I think it was like a couple years before I met TJ. So, yeah.
And she don't, it doesn't matter where you go. She ain't going.
But yeah, Apple. It was the only brand I could think of.
That was my thought. Apple and Converse. I'm loyal to my Chucks. I love my Chucks, man.
That's really all he wears.
How about you, Frick?
I have 1 pair of running shoes. If you can tell, I don't run. But I have 1 pair of sneakers and then Chucks. And then my Apple products. Sorry, I am an Apple person. Everything's tied together.
Unless they were to do, like, I don't know, they have things that go wrong in their company and things that I don't like that personally happen with the people that work in the company, but they make a good product and I'm not using their service. I'm using their product.
And they might be a year behind on some technologies, but they're 5 years ahead on other technologies. And
it all works together and it makes my life easier.
An Apple fan. Frick, you think 1?
No, I've got 2 that, well.
Come on, bro.
I would love to say Jeep, but I just traded it in. And I'm very hurt by that, but whatever. Intel and NVIDIA. I've never personally owned a computer with an AMD processor in my life. So, never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not Intel. What is this witchcraft? Because it's terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, AMD.
Yeah.
We might have just lost.
Not sorry.
We might have just lost a potential sponsor.
All right.
Moving
along.
Yep, we got a couple more left on mine, but I'm done. Moving along.
All right. So trending topics. All right. So the first trending topics was Garmin. Garmin's website was hacked and it was held for ransomware. The ransom was $10 million. And oddly enough, nobody is admitting if it has been paid or not paid, but their website is back up and running.
So it was paid.
So that was the speculation that it was paid, and now they have just opened the door for more people to find other security flaws in their website just to hack them again. So there's that.
Or did they move? Hopefully they moved companies and figured out whatever that was to shut that loophole down. But yeah, I saw that 10 million ransom, and they were like, eh. And some people are like, oh, I'm really glad to see that they're holding out. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A security company for not locking their stuff down? Because, wow.
Yeah. There was another local doctor's office this past week that I noticed that their TLS security settings were not updated and their website was down and people couldn't get into it. I just giggled. I'm like, you're a billion-dollar company, at least $1 billion company, and you can't fix your website.
Yeah,
Hello. I know, yeah.
I was kind of excited about this next trending topic. The NBA started their games tonight, and I personally am excited because that's just opening up the doors. That's hopefully meaning that my kids can start playing basketball and volleyball and things. So, hey.
So was it actually tonight that it's starting? Or...
Yeah, 6 o'clock was the first game. Lakers, Clippers, and I forgot the other teams. I'm not gonna lie. I had it, but I just flipped off the screen, so tough poop. This actually wasn't my trending topic, so thank you for ever put it in there. Slithering milestone, 5,000 pythons captured in Florida Everglades. Ew.
I put that in there.
Thank you. Ew.
I was like, I didn't even know they were capturing them. Apparently, they started capturing them. They did this like thing in 2017. They're like overtaking the Everglades and killing off the natural species in the Everglades. So
yeah, pythons are not. Oh.
Well, they're an invasive species to Florida. Yeah. I don't know about United States, so, like, but in the Everglades.
And airplanes.
So if they're capturing them, where the hell are they putting them?
They're killing them.
I don't know, but I had this great new belt that I just
I'm pretty sure they're killing them. At one point, I think they were like telling citizens to like shoot them with guns.
Good times. Awesome.
Spears.
Gross.
I said with guns. I mean, obviously not with.
I mean, hey, it's not finger guns. Be like, hey.
The one that they showed being captured was gigantic.
It was.
Yeah.
You probably could eat it.
Holy good lord.
That's a jump rope.
Right?
One guy's got the tail like ha, and the other guy's got it around the throat like, oh, he's not gonna eat me.
Don't let go of that tail.
That thing is like the size of a dragon. You need to just no.
I know. Kind of feel bad though. I mean, but like I said, it's how do you quell, a species and overtaking, etc. It sucks because I'm not one for killing animals, but at the same time, what do you do?
I mean, other than humans.
You guys see that Kodak landed a multi-million-dollar loan to help with the medical manufacturing, and they, for some reason, I don't know why this didn't come in there, but they actually came up with a name for it too. Oh yeah, Kodak Pharmaceuticals.
Talk about rebranding! Holy crap! I was holding out for that.
The headline and like a little clip of the news story, but we didn't like really look into it.
And then I bought 9 shares of their stock.
Apparently he looked into it. I didn't look into it.
Well, I was trying to buy it. It was at $2.50 a share. And I was trying, so I put in, I was like, all right, 18, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'll be right around $25. And then, it executed obviously in the morning when it opened, but after hours trading pushed it up to like $8 a share. So I spent $75 instead. Whatever. I own 9 shares of it. So if it takes off, cool, no big deal. If it doesn't, which in the last 2 days it did not, then whatever. I'll probably lose $10 or something like that. Whatever.
But a $765 million loan.
Yeah.
You know what I could do with $765 million?
Buy a lot of Jeeps.
Rebrand your company.
Ride those
You could build me a monitor room.
Yes. We would all look like that. Man, you would have the baddest studio for this show. I'm just saying.
Hold on.
We own the city. We would own the city.
That would be so fun. So fun.
I'm away from everyone.
So TJ, actually, you shared this one, so you probably know more about it. If you actually want to touch on this, you're allowed to.
Yeah. So Virgin Galactic showcased their new space capsule, and it looks as sleek as Tesla, just like Tesla would build it. It looks really, really super cool. I was very impressed at how sleek looking it is.
Oh wow, that's
I'm
cool.
not sure if it was prototyped or if it actually, but they debuted basically what it was gonna be and look like, and it's really cool.
That's really neat. I might go to Mars.
So it's gonna take you to
Oh
Mars.
yeah, that doesn't go to Mars.
Virgin Galactic,
it's just to break the
their
barrier,
plan
right?
is to get you to the space line of Earth. So they're gonna
So
take you
weightlessness.
just to the tip of Earth in space, and then guide you
Just the tip, huh?
to the tip, y'all. And
It's to experience weightlessness.
yeah,
For like thrill seekers.
It's
With a lot of money. Thrill seekers with a lot of money.
I'm really hoping that we get that $269 million. Because I'm going.
260.
Yeah,
where are we getting it from?
289, 765 million.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna.
Tomorrow. We can take a whole bunch of friends.
Don't ask questions, but go around this corner, meet my friend John.
I'm like, where are we getting this money?
But,
we're gonna
I
produce.
and I know that they were talking. What they were initially talking about is it was going to be around like $150,000 to take the trip. So no big deal.
Try to check.
Yeah. Don't cash it until after the fact that I've taken the trip.
$1,000.
Pocket change.
Yeah.
$450 because broken power. So. Well, no, one of them has to say because somebody's got to collect the life insurance if shit don't pan out.
That's not what that's for.
But it could be.
I don't want to be an accomplice.
And anyways, it's very cool looking. Hopefully it was shared up in the chat. If not, we'll get it shared. But super cool. I know you guys can see it on your screen. Moving on.
So it was trending on Twitter today. Congressman John Lewis's memorial or funeral, whichever word you want to use, was today. So that was nice reads and nice little eulogies done and things like that. That was interesting to watch. So touched on that one. Did you guys know it's International Friendship Day?
No, happy Friend Day.
Happy Friend Day.
Facebook only mentioned it to me 26 times.
Only? Gosh.
Yeah. So
I was Facebook today. I was on for work,
but did you see the Star Wars friend one? Like that was my. It's right there.
I didn't see anything. Nothing.
I checked my memories. I did do that. But other than that.
Apparently it was like chicken wing day yesterday.
What?
So we dropped that ball.
Apparently, I think that there's a calendar, and I forget. I mean, I'm sure we can find 20 million of these, but there's a calendar. There are calendars, various of them.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, showing various like what day, like, and there's like a day. There's something for a day every day.
I'm 90 seconds behind our show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're watching Erica's
That's
friendship
where I
feed.
get to see all the additions. So it just got to the
Friendship
Han
feed.
Solo and Chewie and
R2 and C-3PO.
Oh well, wait. What about Kylo Ren and his dad? Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's right. Not best friend.
That's Solo.
Whoa.
That was so not nice.
Yeah.
So that's my segment. That was my trending topics.
I like
Good
it.
topics.
Good job.
All right, yeah. So we're now going to bring this day to history and bring it alive because today being July 30th of 2020 or Jumanji level 56. So we're going to bring this day into history of what's going on July 30th as of way past until now. So we're going to start with 1715. We're going to go back a little bit further in history. And I know that I went a little bit far here, but I know TJ loves history, but at the same time, I think even you mentioned, like, you don't have to go that far. You know? So, but at the same time, I don't want to talk about just like the 1920s until then, because we hear about this all the time. I want to hear some stuff from way back. So that's me, though.
Yeah, I love the way back.
Listen, as long as we don't get all super sad like Brooke did last week. Totally.
Hey,
good.
No, she wasn't sad. She was murderous.
Murderous. You can't have that segment.
Like, I'll tell you all the serial killings that happen on this day.
Like, great. Carry on, fellas.
By the way, I did watch Snapped that night too, so that was even funnier. Sorry, go ahead.
All you're thinking is going like, this makes sense. I see why. Anyways.
Poison the children.
Yeah. All right, let's not relive the moment here. So, all right, so we're going back to 1715. And this is pretty cool because ourselves being in Florida. So back in 1750, July 30th, Spanish gold and silver fleets disappeared off of the ports of St. Lucie in Florida. So I've always been curious because I know Port St. Lucie and these days nowadays, it's actually grown since the last decade or two, but it's always kind of been like an area for me. But I'm going, that's probably why I see a lot of people out there and a lot of boats and yachts and everything. And, I was wondering why I see research areas are out there. And that's probably why, because they're still looking for things out there. I don't know yet if they have to find everything, but anyways. And also another fun fact, back in July 30th of 1729, the city of Baltimore was founded. So there you go. So it's only 300 years old. So yeah, in 1733, the Society of Freemasons opens their first American lodge in Boston. So conspiracy theories didn't start until 1733.
I was just about to say that. Like the first conspiracy theory.
Yeah, exactly. So wait, hold on. So if you add that, it was 1733. Well, 17 plus 33, and like, no. Anyways.
Wait, somewhere in there we can get 2020 out of that. 17 plus 3 is 20, and 17 plus the last 3 is 20. That's 2020. That's why shit's weird.
And it started in March.
This is why.
This is why. That's exactly why.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so anyways. So yeah, now we're jumping up to 1869. It's a ship called the Charles. It was considered the world's first oil tanker and departed from the U.S. headed for Europe with a bulk capacity of 7,000 barrels of oil. So you got to think about it. This is 1869. They didn't have like freighters like we have nowadays into technology, and it stick to 7,000 barrels. Now did it make it across? I didn't read and follow up on that.
Or did it chuck it?
Yeah. So there's that one
come
dark
on,
spot.
that was funny.
I just got that. That's why I hate myself.
A little slow to the kick.
90-second delay, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Side. Oh, okay.
All right. So, and now moving up from there, we got in 1909, the French chemist Eugène Schuller, he founded L'Oreal with his new range of hair dyes. So L'Oreal's been around since 1909.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I don't know how many rabbits have died since then, but anyways.
Your hair since
you know it.
So, and in 1930, the first FIFA World Cup final in Estadio, I almost said it like an American, Estadio Centenario.
You want to try that again? Like.
He's still trying to blend in, guys. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Part of the family, man.
So yeah, so okay, the first FIFA World Cup final in Estadio Centenario in Montevideo, Uruguay.
Attaboy.
There you go. Look at
None of us would have been able to do this segment.
Yeah. So Uruguay beats Argentina 4-2 in the inaugural event. So they have the first say of actually who won the first FIFA World Cup. And that's awesome because everybody talks about Argentina or Brazil or Germany and et cetera. So that's pretty awesome. I did not know about Uruguay, that they had their first win. In 1935, the first Penguin book is published, and that's the publishing location. And they started the paperback revolution. So that's pretty amazing that paperbacks have only existed for the last 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
Owned by cardstock and hardcovers.
Yeah. So now it's Kindles and everything else. Now we're jumping up to 1954, where Bob Kennedy hits the first grand slam for the new Baltimore Orioles. So here we go again, Baltimore twice in history.
It is.
So I mean, I'm sure they've had other
1729 to 1954.
Yeah. So I mean, they had more moments, obviously, but anyways. Now here's a funny thing though that I just realized. Then in 1956, the U.S. motto "In God We Trust" was authorized. So that's only been on the coin since 1956. So for less, yeah, that's still very recent. The last 50, 60, 70 years.
The money was created. I did not know that.
Hold on, he had to chug real quick. One moment.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a rather new addition.
We have a commercial for that, sir.
Yeah, not yet.
All right.
Well, we will in a moment. But now here's another cool one. And at least for me, though, it's kind of knowing that as we're getting older and older and the community gets older and older. But in 1965, LBJ, or Lyndon B. Johnson, signs the Medicare bill, which goes into effect in 1966. So Medicare has not been around that long. we think of it now as our normal.
Yeah, I just assume that another thing that you just assume that's been around forever is.
Brittany, we would love for you to get live, but we'll have to figure that out later how to bring you on. So it was Crappy Beer, Christina. It was PBR. So and Brittany, it was LBJ, not LBJ.
Well, you just, emphasize the BJ and then.
Well, you know what? My mind is in different places. I'm a single guy in the group. Just let me be.
Like a French BJ.
Yeah.
Ooh, la la.
Actually, I was going for Spanish. LBJ.
We're gonna work on all these.
All right.
Practice your accent. Get on.
Now here's a funny one for me because I have a buddy who actually bought this vehicle at the year it came out of. In 1990, the first Saturn automobile rolls off the assembly line. So that's the.
I do remember when those came out.
They no longer make Saturns, just so you know you're safe.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Very short.
That was short-lived.
Yeah.
17.
And then. And now the last item I have on here, though, is in 2017, the hackers revealed that they have stolen data from HBO, including the episodes and the scripts of Game of Thrones. And I remember that was a devastating moment. They're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Because if somebody spoiled Game of Thrones, people would lose more than just like Facebook friendships. They would like block them, delete them from real life.
Little did they know it didn't end up mattering because the finale of it was nothing.
It's still, yeah.
Didn't they change it because of that?
I'm still waiting for him to be like, oh, just kidding. Here's the real ending. Everybody.
Yeah, no, 10 years later going like, but the White Walkers rise up and they take over everything. So yeah. Now, I got to make a quick note because we kind of jumped around in the earlier years, not only because I was trying to avoid more recent stuff because we kind of hear about it more, but also I was realizing in this day in history, there was so much bad stuff that happened on July 30th. I'm like, what is up, July 30? I mean, it was hard to find. There were positive things, just some things that perhaps we weren't as interested to me.
You're about to hit the Brook line with it all, and
I'm trying to change the theme. Hey,
all these people died on this day in history.
Exactly. Yeah. So, hey, spoiler alert! Everybody does.
Yeah. That's true.
So this day in history was actually pretty exciting. But I want to give a little more time for Patty to actually go over because she's got 2 pages on this, so she did a hell of a review.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and take it away. Because
a little bit.
You can't read the whole time, right?
I'm pretty much gonna read the whole time.
We're up for some banter somewhere in here. She's got 2 pages of notes. Moving into her celebrity focus.
Well, okay. The reason I chose Ashton Kutcher for this is. Why? What did I do?
Just a drink. It's a new segment.
Did you need an excuse?
I want to make sure that we don't get parched.
I'm gonna have to. Anyways, the reason I chose him was his social organization that he's created, a human rights organization. However, that is not the beginning of his story, so that's where I'm going to start. Ashton Kutcher. His resume includes being an actor, a model, a producer, entrepreneur, and venture capitalist. He was born February 7th, 1978 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
41? 42.
42. He has one older sister named Tasha and a fraternal twin brother named Michael, which I thought was really interesting. Little sad news is his brother has cerebral palsy and he had to undergo a heart transplant when they were in high school.
Oh, wow.
His brother is now a spokesperson for Reaching for the Stars. It's like a motivational speaking. His family was poor growing up. His mom worked at the General Mills plant in Iowa. And gosh, I forget what his dad did.
You didn't write it in your notes?
Oh, I think he was a janitor, but I'm not positive on that. Anyways, during college, he worked at the General Mills plant, sweeping up cereal dust as his first job. And he sold plasma for money. And he was in a bar in 1997 and was discovered by a local modeling rep. He then won a a local modeling show to go to New York City, and then was signed by Next Modeling Agency. And he's modeled for Calvin Klein, Pepe Jeans, and he's been on the runways in Paris and Milan. I thought it was pretty interesting. And then, like, almost immediately after he got into modeling, he started doing TV shows, which that 70s show, I don't know if you guys watched that, but that was one of our favorite shows.
Yep.
Punk'd. Who didn't like Punk?
Oh, that's right. That show. I forgot.
I was like, who didn't like Punk?
I forgot about Punk.
That was pretty good one. I did enjoy the show.
To come out.
Yeah, because after they quit that show, everyone was just like, you still second guessed everything. Everyone.
Oh yeah.
Brooke and I, when we were working at XFC one time, oh my gosh, we were in Brazil. It was like our second, first trip. Was that our first trip? Yeah. First trip.
Yeah.
The first trip sucked.
Oh, the first one was
awesome. Third one. Okay, so first trip, we swore at any moment. We're looking at each other. We're looking
like
at
they're filming this. They're filming this for like TV.
And we're actually in a TV studio. We were at Hedgie TV, so we're at like Brazil's third largest TV studio, and we're just looking, going, "This has to,
we're being filmed, right?
This is like this is a Brazilian version of Punk. Like it wasn't.
Our boss was just a jerk.
Just a complete sociopath.
Anyway, some other shows he's been in are 2.5 Men, which we really like that one too.
Yep.
And The Ranch, which we haven't watched, but I feel like we need to watch it.
3 episodes. We did watch 3 episodes.
I did not watch 3 episodes.
Yes, I've seen the preview on Netflix, and it really caught my attention.
I don't remember watching this. And then he has been a guest shark on Shark Tank because, like I said in the previous, he is a venture capitalist.
I'm sorry, Brooke, real quick. Did you see the atrocity that Lou just did on chat to your name?
She's reading. She's not on that screen.
No. What happened?
An E on the Brooke.
Oh, obviously just joining. Get in trouble.
Some movies.
Just kidding, Lou. Just kidding. Messing with you.
Are Dude, Where's My Car? No Strings Attached. Just Married. The Butterfly Effect, which is one of my favorite movies. Guess Who? Jobs, which was about Steve Jobs, which I haven't seen that one. Maybe I should watch that one. My Boss's Daughter, The Guardian, and Reindeer Games, which has nothing to do with Christmas. I remember when it came out, and I was so excited, and it has nothing to do with Christmas. But I had to include it because it said reindeer. He was married to Demi Moore, which I remember when like they started dating and everyone was freaking out about their age difference. There's like a 16-year age difference, and he was 16 years younger than her. 2000, they were married from 2005 to 2013. Like one of the big reasons they got divorced was their fertility issues. So it just put a lot of stress on their marriage. He is currently married to Mila Kunis.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Since 2015.
Does anybody else think that relationship like actually
it's got to be amazing
on
that 70s show? Yeah. They said they never like had anything more than a platonic friendship during the show. Like they didn't even.
I still feel like
weren't interested.
Now he's not the idiot.
They weren't like, oh my god, those people like each other ugly, but it was just a platonic friendship.
I feel like that whole like, they just have to be a bunch of goofballs at home.
Well, no, Frick. Weren't you saying earlier about like meeting 2-3 times prior? Not that they probably met a bunch of times during the shootings, but that's exactly what we were talking about.
I really believe that. Like,
yeah.
How many times did I meet TJ and Brooke like before we actually like sat down? Like, do I want to talk to you people? Do I even like you people? Like,
you want to become best friends?
Yeah, right. Carlos always had a weird hat on, so did I really want to know this guy? Hey, sorry. Go ahead.
Him and Mila have 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Oh.
And what I thought was really cool and awesome is that they're raising them with traditional values. They're having them do chores around the house. They are very big on making them be respectful to not only themselves as parents, but to family members and other adults. They always spend time with family on the weekends. Like they make time to go see grandma, grandpa, aunts and uncles, like not just stay at home and spend time with family. Like they make time to go see everyone. They have to earn their own money to do chores, and they want to instill in them that you get money through hard work, not you're privileged and you're born with money. They are very clear with them that our money is not your money. You didn't earn this wealth.
Damn.
It ain't yours.
Right, basically is how they're putting it. They do household chores, and I thought this was really neat. Their household is a Christian household, and they observe all Christian holidays, but they also follow many Jewish traditions because Mila Kunis's family is Jewish.
Yeah, I think they're Orthodox Russian, I think, because she
they are. Oh, Ukraine. They're from the Ukraine.
I'm sorry, Ukraine. Thank you. They speak Russian, though.
And it's either their son, I think it's their daughter, speaks English, Spanish, and Russian.
Wow.
Why do we exist?
Right?
It's pretty awesome. They said they noticed her, like, she's the oldest of the two kids, and they noticed, like, kids have, like, they're just sponges, and they had the time to spend with her or had a tutor. I'm not sure how it all went down, but their ability to soak in information, they're like, why don't we just start learning her on different languages? And they said, like, by the time she was 5, she was speaking 3 languages.
Hey.
Wow.
It's like they're saying, kids are sponges. That's why you got to be careful what you say around them.
Yes. We know.
Why are you eyeballing us?
Because I like saying things around your kid. Go on like, it's okay. You didn't get it from you guys.
Okay.
He knows. I told him.
Another thing that I thought was really cool is that he trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's a brown belt.
Oh, nice.
So that was really neat. And now for the reason I chose him for this celebrity focus is his human rights organization that he created with his now ex-wife, Demi Moore. In 2009, they founded something called the DNA Foundation, which has now been renamed to Thorn. And it's aimed at stopping human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. He has spoken in front of the United States Senate about the importance of stopping sexual exploitation of children around the world, and has sought funding for his organization, which builds software to combat human trafficking. And one of his big quotes from that when he spoke in front of the Senate was, he said, technology can be used to enable slavery, but it can also be used to disable slavery. So, I mean, their focus from this is online, really, I guess. For a lot of children are sought out online. So their software, their flagship software is called Spotlight, and it accelerates victim identification and helps law enforcement make the best use of the critical time that they have to focus on finding more child sex trafficking victims. And then they also offer other resources and tools for small to medium-sized companies to help protect kids on their platform. So I mean, this isn't a good example, but say someone like Facebook, I know that's not a small company, but if they were to use their software, it would scan their website and their content and any other clients that are on the website sharing information. It would alert them if anything was going on that looks suspicious.
Yeah, and that's going pretty deep into that. I mean, to go into that much work, I know that I talked about the facial recognition stuff, and and I know we've touched on before about data hacking, etc. And it's now using those resources for the right reasons,
right,
to help take all those things into effect here.
If there's like things that would make a child more vulnerable to use the platform, it like gives recommendations on how to maybe block it from child use or to reformat it so it's more secure for younger people to use the website as well. And then they also post lots of blogs on their site. I shared one the other day on my personal page. But just helping parents and everyday citizens be more informed, create awareness. They have campaigns and like videos and outreach programs that are great for creating awareness. And
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, and again, I mean, I'll actually, I'll see if I can do this real quick. I'm trying to run around here, and I want to see if I can.
But because it's showing. David's in the waiting room for the past 5 minutes on the Facebook. So
I know.
Okay.
I don't know how to.
Sorry, David.
We'll go ahead and do that. But before we do that, we want to just bring up a quick break for us, so we can bring David in and everything else. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll get right back with everybody. All right.
See you in 30 seconds.
At RIG Roofing, every new roof installation includes a free 2-year maintenance package, 10-year workmanship warranty, and wind mitigation inspection. We also offer 12-month same as cash financing. Visit RIGroofing.com to request a free assessment of your roof.
RIG Roofing. RIGroofing.com.
We're back. David, that is a terrible background. We can't see your face.
David's going to have to change the background and unmute your microphone.
I don't know why it's doing this. This is very disappointing. We do meeting every Wednesday night at church, and this is what I get. It actually works very well most of the time, and here we are with this. It's opposite. It doesn't even have my face. That's great.
So right now, I'm gonna compare it to your Rorschach from Matt. Yeah, what was that movie?
Are you too far away from it, baby?
No, dude.
This is the scariest guest we've had.
Wait, come back up a little bit.
Where?
No, back. Okay.
I feel like Hollow Man. I'm Hollow Man right now.
I'm Hollow Man.
What is going on here?
There's a little. I forget what it's called. There's a.
Let's just do this.
Hey, there it is.
Okay, so
before you do that, so what happens? You have the "I have a green screen" button set.
Under the settings.
The preferences in the settings. If you have the "I have a green screen," if you have that checked, that will make that happen.
I don't know. Can't tell you. This would not be the time to do it. Is when I'm on the spot.
Fair enough. We can see you. Welcome to the show.
Hi, friend.
Now you can see my back porch. So, well, part of it. It's not very big, as most people know in real life. My back porch is very small.
Oh, what she said.
Porch is huge. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, we just wanted to get you to come hang out and kind of escape the craziness of life and goof off with us. Obviously, you know Erica and Brooke and myself, but our friend Carlos is here. He's one of our best friends, and just want to kind of to bring you into the circle and just have a little bit of fun for 30, 40 minutes and goof off, escape life, and you know.
Very cool.
What are you drinking?
Just some juice.
Okay.
Some juice?
Sipping on gin and juice. Laid back.
Well, it's a great question because I'm actually going to bring in right now the drink of the day. So I've already got everything pre-poured here, ready, set for me to this evening's drink. If you have alcoholic drinks, more than welcome to partake and join us on the game. And at the same time, though, if not, then have your juice, have your water, have your, I don't know, whatever you enjoy. Yoo-hoo, Fanta, I don't care. So, but anyways,
Kimberly's laughing at you, by the way.
Oh, I just put that in the wrong place.
I'm like, that's not a good spot.
Yeah, I'm still. This is the first night for the setup. I'm trying to get everything acquainted to here. So, but anyways, this evening's drink is the Embassy Cocktail. So it has just a quick recap here: 3/4 ounce of brandy.
David's eyebrows?
Yeah.
Controllable. They're uncontrollable. It's whatever's in my head is they show up right here. That's what happens.
So basically, what you're saying is you can't hide your emotions; they just come out.
Yeah, I'm a terrible poker player.
Exactly. Are you surprised? I am not surprised.
Like, wow, that's a really great hand.
So now the Embassy Cocktail calls for 3/4 an ounce of brandy, 3/4 ounce of Jamaican rum, 3/4 ounce of orange liqueur, 3/4 ounce, half ounce of lime juice, and a dash of Angostura bitters. But in good tradition, I've already got it pre-mixed in here. I'm just going to add some ice and I'll shake it well, put it into my cocktail glass, but I'm going to mute myself so that way the clacks don't make a bunch of noise. And just in case you don't think I'm being too off the world here, clacks are ice. This.
And your handy measuring cup.
Handy dandy measuring.
Yes, from 1982, I think.
Anitra will be so proud of you.
Yeah, well, the alcohol's in the metal this time, made for the drink. The ice is only in the plastic. So I will mute myself. Y'all enjoy yourselves for a couple of minutes, as you were.
What's up, man? How'd the rest of your day go?
Yesterday.
Yeah. Well, but I talked to him earlier.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
It's pretty good. Actually, next week's going to be pretty hairy. I've got a couple of guys that are actually out of town for the entire week.
Yeah.
And it's actually in my department, so it's in operation. So it's going to be, long hours. So more than just the normal 12. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
He's sleeping at the office.
Well, and aren't you heading up to pick up a new vehicle this weekend?
Oh, seriously. So on Saturday morning, I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and I'm heading to the airport because my flight leaves at 7. I land in Ohio at 9:20, and then I'm driving a new vehicle back. We've been shopping for months, not like hardcore, just really like desperate shopping. We're just taking our time, but this one fell in our lap. We found it, we liked it, but it just happened to be across the freaking country.
And then you're driving back on your own, right?
I am. I'm solo flying this whole campaign.
So, what made you search for a vehicle
that you couldn't have transported?
Why were you looking outside of Florida? Is my main question.
So we started looking on an auction site. We have a connection with a guy who buys from the auctions, and so we were following that. And a lot of the vehicles that were sold at the auction actually were selling for much higher, almost what you would find at a dealership.
Yep, they are going.
I guess it's because of the market. I don't know what the deal is. So we were just like buying our time. We're like, okay, we had a very specific vehicle we were looking for. We wanted a suburban type vehicle, a larger SUV. It had to have the 6.2 liter engine because I haul a lot of stuff, and so I needed a larger engine. And I wanted the amenities in it to fit for my wife, right? So because it's going to be her vehicle. So we're searching, and we're very specific. We want what we want, and we weren't ready to settle. And we didn't have to purchase right away. So it was kind of like one of those things where we just buy our time. Well, lo and behold, we find this vehicle on the auction site, but it's privately owned. So they couldn't sell it on the auction per se. So we went to their website and we found it that way. And it was actually a couple grand cheaper, and we pursued it in that direction, but it ended up being in Ohio. So it's just like, okay, well, I mean, a plane ticket was $50 to Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got to pay for gas on the way back, but that's much cheaper.
A couple $100, yeah.
Oh, seriously. I mean, why not?
You'll be under $500, so to speak, or right around that.
Right. So $500 and exhausted. It's all I'm going to end up my weekend. But what's new? What's new?
Yeah, and then kick right into the work week with everyone out.
Hey, it's okay.
Like nothing.
It's 80% chance of rain next week, like the whole week. So everything is going to be on the phone quotes type of deal. So hopefully, and then
it's going to be a lot of so we've got this trailer totally outfitted for like water intrusion. So there's tarps, fans, and dehumidifiers and all kinds of stuff set in there. And so we're just like setting on go, ready to go for this disaster to happen next week. And
a lot of dry-ins.
What it is.
A lot of dry-ins.
So,
Just is what
I'm angry with you that you didn't ask me to ride with you. That's where I bought my first Jeep was in Chicago, and Dad and I drove it home in one day. So I'm very angry at you for not saying anything.
I was saying
in a Jeep from Ohio. That's
in a 6-speed from Chicago. We did it in 18 hours nonstop.
See,
yeah,
this thing's going to be about 15-hour trip.
Yeah.
I was like, who buys a car in a different state? And I'm like, Erica's the only person I know that would ever do that. And then
we were talking with
we
Chris.
talked to him on.
I came in second.
Yeah, I was like, what?
But still, you should have told me. I would have went with you.
That's cool because Brooke and I did the same thing when we bought our SUV. We waited. We wanted exactly what we wanted, and we didn't need another car. It's just that we wanted one.
No, we knew we
had a car. We needed to move to an SUV because we had our son, and it was just like, we want what we want. If we're going to spend the money and this is going to be what we drive for the next 5 to 7 years, then I'm going to wait and buy what I want.
Who keeps a car that long?
Yeah, I know.
We do. We do. The last vehicle we kept, we paid it off, and we
had to keep them until we pay them off, and then we sell them.
I've had my same car since 2011.
Yeah. So just not you, Erica.
Yeah.
Not you.
You're the weird one that gets a car every year.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're the weird one that owns a car, but technically.
Seriously.
So now I do want to say once again, sorry, just jumping into the drink making and everything here, but first and foremost, David, it is a pleasure to meet you finally. So they're not just lying to me like, I swear to God, this guy exists. So, but seriously though, I do have a question though, because again, I know that the three of them know you. I'm kind of brand new to the whole thing. I do know RIG though, obviously for construction. We kind of stole your slogan for the evening. We are making our hashtag tonight, Shingle Best Roofer.
Yeah.
Shingle Best Webcast.
Hey. Or just a shingle. I mean, wait.
No,
that doesn't work.
Carlos.
No.
Don't be a downer. Don't be a downer.
I'm working on a downer. Hold on.
It's not any good to have just one shingle. You got to have several shingles to make.
This is why we like him.
Why
Just so you know.
You guys are holding out on me with David. Seriously, we haven't hung out. Why? I'm angry at y'all.
Because he's awesome.
So yeah, but seriously, pleasure. Thank you for being on tonight, especially on such a short notice as well. On top of this, which is again how we like to do things apparently. But no, bottom line being here, the first question that I have for you, knowing about some of your work at the construction, roofing, et cetera, and everything else you do overall, I don't really know what position you hold in the company, but what is your favorite part of your job at RIG?
My favorite part, honestly, I like working with people. I like working with people. I like making people happy, and I would say it's kind of twofold here because I really, really like making people happy. I want to satisfy their needs, and when it comes to what they're looking for in their roof. And I know that it sounds very simplistic, but it is what it is. But it's also twofold because it's very, very easy to make them upset because they're spending a lot of money on roofs. They're spending a lot of money. So if anything at all goes wrong, it's like it can very easily swing that pendulum to the other end. And it just, but that's honestly what I like the most is when I walk away and they're just like completely content. They just really enjoy what's happened, the smooth, the transition, how everything from start to finish happened.
So it's really customer centric. It's what I call at least servant leadership, where it's not about you getting the money for the job, so to speak. It's actually you saying, look at the result that I can provide. This is the benefit I can bring.
And he's honest, like they're honest, like, hey, they use this, we use this, and this is different. Like, we'll go to his truck and bring you examples. Like, this is what you're paying for.
Yeah. Like we had a very real scenario that happened just this week. Peel and stick underlayment is like it's rampant. Like everybody's selling peel and stick because it gives you discounts on your homeowner's insurance and stuff like that. But we had a homeowner that had peel and stick underlayment on to their deck. Then the shingles were on top of it, but we were removing the roof. Well, the top side of the shingle did not come off of the peel and stick. Like it was stuck to the peel and stick to the top side. And we were left with, what do? I mean, we can't remove all of the decking because we're looking at almost 10 grand to take up all of the plywood decking on the house and then put down something else. What's an alternative? And so they were actually purchasing a peel and stick system with a synthetic and then the shingles on top. But what we did was, because we were using CertainTeed, it doesn't void the warranty. We can go right over the existing shingles, but tear up the majority of it, 90% of it. Put down the synthetic and then put the shingles down, and they can keep their material warranty, and they can also keep the RIG warranty that they get. If they would have went with like GAF or TAMCO, it would avoid the warranty because it's kind of like a roof over situation. But because we've sold CertainTeed for several years, we really like what they do, and that's it was just really pleasant to be able to give them that information, you know.
That's awesome. I mean, and like I said, and it's not to say that it's not rampant out there. I mean, I know there are a lot of honest businesses out there, and it's nice to see that it's not just the honesty based on to say that I'll get the job done, but it's the honesty of saying, like Erica said earlier, going like, hey, listen, this is what they have, this is what we have. We may not be always the cheapest, but we'll get the things done right. We'll be upfront and honest with you, and that matters to me a lot more sometimes. Don't blow smoke. You know, tell me the truth, what's happening. I'd rather pay more for service than I would for, I mean, well, I want to get quality as well, obviously. But it's nice to know that a person's willing to say, listen, I'm not going to be the cheapest, but let me show you why I am the best.
Right.
So
yeah, it's really difficult. There are a handful out there. I'm not going to lie. There are a handful of honest contractors out there. But man, since the 80s all the way through until now, I mean, contractors have such a terrible stigma. You know, they're just out to get the customer. They're out to screw the customer. And that's, man, for years, we have tried to reverse that stigma, at least in our industry, at least in the roofing industry. Just let them know, listen, upfront honesty, I'm going to spell it out as well as I can, what you should expect, and this is the way it's going to go. And give them the best with what they can afford and what that fits within their budget. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then they come out and they're like, wow, I mean, it was that simple. It just is that simple.
I love with you guys, like you run, you unlike other companies, there's other companies in town and other companies in town. There's a lot of guys, your typical roofer goes out and does repairs. They don't do replacements.
No, they do replacements. They don't do repairs. But your single guy, your single one-man roofer, the handyman roofer, so to speak, comes out and does some repairs. Your companies will do a replacement, but they don't do repairs. Not a lot of people run multiple teams. You guys are one of the only companies in Central Florida that run both teams, repair and replacement, which is awesome. Because you can repair it to allow people to be able to, and you actually employ your crews. You're also not you employ all of the crews as well. They're your team, they're your families, and it's not it's just whatever it's not day laborers called down the road, and it's not day laborers.
Yeah, I mean a lot of our I would say out of 60 to 70 people that work for us, only about maybe 7 or 8 are like 1099s, like our drywall people. We don't do enough drywall to where we actually have to employ them, things like that. So almost anybody that touches a roof, that they're getting a W-2 at the end of the year. They're our employees. We take care of them. They get vacation after a year. You know, I mean, we really do run this thing like a true business, and it's not like we're just throwing them out there, do your work, and here's your pay rate. You know what I mean? Yeah. We really do try to look forward. Christmas parties at the end of the year, things like that. It truly is a company. It's not like what most have developed in the roofing industry.
Can't wait for the Christmas
party. Hey. I've been working for you guys for like 3 years now.
Christmas party coming up.
I feel like I need to be invited to this Christmas party, man.
For those that don't know,
2020, masks required.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
6 foot distance.
Can the mask like have a tube and a beer pong?
Funnel at the top.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mask, right?
I mean, if the mask is attached to the tube, I'm not going to do hand gestures. That's really terrible.
You made it look like a
We're gonna
gag, dude.
We're going to stick with a tube and a funnel at the top. Just kidding.
All right, so I'll ask a quick one because I also have the last question. If you could pick your ideal hunting trip, where would you go and what would you be hunting?
Besides shooting yourself.
Please. That's the ultimate trophy.
This is a Dan Quayle scenario here.
No, he shot himself when he went.
Oh.
Ultimate trophy.
That's the ultimate trophy. Come on now.
Getting called out so soon.
I'm not going to talk about what we're out here, okay? But no, my best.
Maybe she wants to.
My dream hunting trip would probably be elk. I would like to go bow hunting for elk. That would be what I want to do.
That's really cool.
I used to hunt.
Yeah. Super fun.
I was like, the only experience I have with elk is when we shot them on the buck hunter.
The big
And-
one.
Winter Circle. I was going to say the same thing. And aliens.
We had elk in Utah.
Yeah,
When
and
went
we
to
ate
Utah.
some elk in Utah.
It was delicious.
And it was delicious. Yeah.
All right, so this is
Anybody else? I mean, we're pretty good with most of these things on the fly. I really suck at when I have a list of them, and then I'm like, I overanalyze the question.
I was gonna send it to you, and that's why I didn't. I was like, no, he's gonna stop and think about it, and then the whole day he's gonna be screwed. He's got kids to play with.
This answer is not that black and white. Like, there's so many different scenarios of where I can answer this question from. Like, it can happen.
Way better. If we go on.
No, hold on a second. I just noticed we have Kim, which I assuming is your wife, on chat.
Yes.
So
I gotta check that out.
What up, Mama?
Oh boy.
She's yelling at me saying it was a low blow, but I love you, Kim.
What was the low blow? I didn't even.
You shooting yourself in the foot.
Oh, that is. It was pretty low, I will say.
Oh, funny. All right. So your favorite Star Wars character, who and why?
I don't really have a true favorite. I like a lot of the classic Star Wars so much more. Most of the characters in that in 4, 5, and 6, I like. I've never really developed a favorite. As far as funny or connecting, like, I like BB-8. I really liked the little spunky, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't know how to describe them. It's just I really liked BB-8 a lot.
The machine with no emotions. Got it.
Machine, you know, because they're very analytical, and I can totally relate.
and you're always on the go. Always on the go.
That's right. Listen, you can go in any direction at any moment. Like, it just 90 degrees gone. That's right.
Oh shit!
All right, so I know Kim is in the chat room, and so I'm kind of interested to hear her answer to this as well. But I know you and her try to make regular time for date nights. What has been your favorite place to go for a night out together?
Favorite night. We often go. We like going to Harry's downtown Lakeland. We like Harry's a lot. We've been to Mojo's, and we also been to Federal Bar. No, yes. We like actually going out there, and it's just us, or just us and a couple, to have a date night. It's kind of laid back. It's not high pressure. It's not a lot of people. We've often gone go-karting and things like that. But I would say probably the most laid back, just one evening kind of thing, it would probably be downtown Lakeland, amongst that area. Personally, she may answer differently, but it probably would be along the same lines.
Very cool.
Very good.
Does she like the motorcycle?
I mean, I think it's a love-hate thing. I think she likes it.
Apparently you don't follow the Facebook.
I think she only likes it because I like it, and that's the extent of her like of it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. I enjoy riding the motorcycle.
He's trying to give the cue, like, next question.
Like, shut up, America.
All right.
Sensitive subject. I got 3 kids. Shut up.
Speaking of the wife and 3 kids, if you could take them anywhere on a family trip, where would you take them?
Actually, we do family trips often. We've got a couple scheduled right in the pike right now. We've got a cruise in November that we're planning on the family going on a cruise. We also have a ski trip in December, between December and January. So we have got a ski trip for the week there. I mean, we like going on family trips, but what I found out is family trips are a whole lot more work than just regular vacation trips. They're just, I mean, you feel like you're okay. I'm going to get off work this week, and I'm going to take next week off work, and then go entertain 3 kids for an entire week doing something that they're like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we supposed to be doing? And so now I've got to entertain them.
Got to plan activities and this and that.
I mean, seriously. So
you sound less like a father, more like a butler.
Yes, it is. It's like, hey, let me show you how you're supposed to have fun. Like, here we go.
So you bring a bottle of rum.
Is that the cruise has these little camps. So it does give us a chance to experience like the kid thing on the little excursions, but then on the boat itself, it has these little camps that they can go out throughout the day. So there is a little bit of separation so that we can enjoy our time and they can enjoy their time.
That's what we're calling it now.
That, you know.
Vegas. I need a camp for a 3-year-old in Vegas.
Got a 3-year-old Vegas camp?
Ooh.
Crap.
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah, seriously. I don't think they make those, so that's why they don't go to Vegas. Not until they're older.
I want to get chocolate wasted.
Hey, what's
Me too.
What's a trip that you and the wife want to take? Kid free.
Oh man, a wife. So we've talked about. I don't know. We actually haven't planned a trip in our minds, like even forecast a trip that didn't involve any of the kids. Like we've talked about plans to New York, to Paris. We've talked about, obviously this is broad future. Talked about trips to Germany, things like that. We have included in all of our plans, at least while they're young, within our house, that we plan these trips to do these things. Now, I will say that my brother and my sister-in-law, my sister and my brother-in-law, we try to do some trips with just the 6 of us. And last year in September, we went to Vegas for about a week. We've been trying to plan something like that for just the 6 of us for each year, but it's a hit or miss. So, but we try to hit up something different every time. So it's like we went to Vegas last time. We talked about Jackson's Hole. I say Jackson's as if that's really Jackson Hole. That's really bad.
Jackson's Hole.
Well, Kimberly, you need to have a conversation.
My dad has always he's been there, and he's always talked about how beautiful it is there.
I mean, we've talked about Yosemite, but even every one of those places that we've talked about, we're like, oh, we really want to take the kids. We really want them to experience this because we both grew up not traveling very much. My family never went on vacations. We didn't have any money. If we went to the movies on a Friday night out of the month, that was like the thing to do. Like that was it. Like we all got dressed up and we went to the movies. And now, I mean, besides COVID, I was going to the movies once a week. Like it was like no big deal.
Right. That's Erica.
But yeah, so I love going to the movies. So, but we're constantly planning for with the kids. But I don't know that we've made any singular like just couple trip going anywhere. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I know me and TJ talk about it, but
it's so hard.
It's so hard because like when you have the time where you can spend away from work, you want to spend it as a family because I mean we waited for a while. It took us a while to have Tyler.
Yeah.
So now that we have him, like we want to experience all the things with him. So
yeah, and want to watch him experience things.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of the challenges that we have with 3. We've got a 9, a 6, and a 2-year-old, and so we're like, okay, if we go to New York, my 2-year-old's not going to know what the frick he's looking at, but my 9's going to really love it, right? Or if we go to anywhere. So we're trying to really gauge, where do we go to these vacations with all these kids, and to where all of them can experience it well.
Get something out of it,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And we've kind of just kind of nipped it in the bud, and we're like, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to make my oldest suffer for her whole childhood just so her younger one can actually remember something. So we're probably just going to have to make 2 trips. You know, it's going to be 2 trips.
Yeah.
I mean,
Darn.
oh my God, found me up.
Yeah.
Just twist my arm. I'm going to have to go make 2 trips to New York
You have,
or
you have
California.
family anywhere else in the United States, or is everyone located in Florida?
So funny story. This whole trip to Ohio, I have a very close cousin that lives just 45 minutes north of where I'm going. And I'm calling him, I'm talking to him. He's talking to me about the vehicle, and he's like, hey, send me some videos. He said, because, salt's a big thing up north, right? Obviously, we don't know anything about it over here, with the exception of it being salt water. But salt on the roads is a big deal. So the undercarriage of the vehicle, you're like, oh, you got to look at this. This has got to be a thing you got to check out. So the guy sent me some videos, and I sent it to my cousin. He's like, it looks immaculate, but do you want me to drive down there? I'll drive down there and take a look at the vehicle. I'll do it once over. But he lives 45 minutes north of there. And I'm like, dude, I'm going this Saturday. We're going to get the vehicle. You want me to come up Friday? I'll come up Friday. I'll spend the day with y'all. And then I'll go Saturday, finalize my paperwork, and drive home. He's like, it's funny you should say that, because we're actually flying out Friday morning to go to the Outer Banks. So he's going out. You go once a year to the Outer Banks,
Right.
and he's not even going to be there. Flying out.
The single trip that you're making.
Seriously. So,
Yeah,
but
Don't they know better? They got to switch all their plans for you.
it's like, I was like, why can't y'all just pass it one more weekend? I mean, seriously, you can't just wait one more weekend.
I mean, there's nothing going on that could possibly make you want to delay.
But where in Ohio are you going?
Akron.
Ooh, that's a east.
Erica's like booking her flight or something.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
Look at her. She's like, I can actually work on the road. He'll have Wi-Fi in that new vehicle. It'll be no big deal.
I was trying to see if you were close to my uncle that's in Michigan, smart ass, so he could look at the van for you, you jerk. God, I hate all of you. Hate.
We're not actually getting a van. So, I know that we just sold one, but we're moving out.
I am so sorry. I misspoke.
You just stabbed me in the back. Okay.
Again.
Like, why would I sell a van and go buy another van? That just
Erica, why would you shoot him in the foot like that?
Some people are van people. Like, they love their vans.
I am not a van person.
I never wanted a van. I will never own
My
a
mom
van.
swears. Oh, just get
They're
a
like,
van.
oh,
I will
you'll have a
never be
van once you have a
person.
kid. I'm like, no.
No, I can
No, I
have
won't.
7 kids and I'll still never.
No, it took us to our third to where we were like, maybe we should get a van.
Right.
Almost our third.
Okay, a third, I get it.
Get it.
I get it,
but I'm
but
not
no.
going to be a van.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's almost a year after we purchased. We're like, why didn't we just get the SUV?
Although
Yeah.
I
Do
grew
it.
up riding in minivans.
Oh, I did too.
So I was very embarrassed all the time about our minivan.
We had a baby blue. We had a baby blue caravan. Yeah.
My dad
Okay.
passed down the minivan to me as my first car.
I think
So I learned to drive on the minivan, and then I had to drive it everywhere to pick up my friends. And he goes, "Oh, you just have more room to put more friends in here." I'm like, no one wants to ride in a minivan.
To be
Unless the
honest-
back seat folds out as a bed.
I won't have that many friends, to be honest with you. For the minivan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not with
Well,
a
no,
van,
he-
you wouldn't.
Not the best. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Not bad.
I'm driving a minivan. I'm really not going to have that many friends to put in there. Okay. It's just-
I still remember the minivan my mom used to have was a Lumina van, and when my uncles. Yeah, when my uncles and aunts used to come up and visit, they'd be like, "It looks like a spaceship," because it had that weird like front slant like that all the way. And
Well, we had the Toyota van, so it was also kind of
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
our van growing up was a single door, and it was baby blue, and it was baby blue on the inside, and the AC never worked. It like never worked. Like, I don't know.
Never
Maybe
worked.
they're just vehicle AC guys didn't exist back in the 90s. I don't know. It blew my mind. Or maybe we just didn't have the money for it. I don't know, but it was
like my dad
always.
Wait, no, Dad is. I'm not wasting my gas on AC for you, is what it really was.
Like.
Oh, I remember that.
Really?
When the gas was low, you couldn't run
Really?
the AC.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
run the
It wastes gas at 47 cents a gallon. Okay, at 47 cents a gallon, we're talking. Okay, we're gonna waste gas.
It's equivalent of your $3 to $4 a gallon now, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so a quick thing before we continue. Two things. Number one, I want to make sure that we go to play the game. But number two, I just realized that I don't know if we've kept track of this because the word of tonight is, and I'm going to say it just to say it, is sure. Has anybody ever kept track tonight of, have we said that word?
I'm not catching anybody say it, but.
Beginning, but once David got on, I haven't really paid attention to that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just said it right now, so everybody drink.
Sure about that?
Good.
Sure.
Hey!
Come on.
We have a certain keyword of the night, and usually that word is literally because we found that so many people throughout, well, I would say
they just use it to emphasize.
Turn off the
It was worth a shot. I was trying.
I know.
It's you can see in this window in the background.
Oh.
Like,
It's so weird because you have a nice white
I was
background.
wondering if is the green screen button checked? Because that's usually
Oh yeah, if
there's
you
a
have
button
one,
next to it inside of there that says
they
green
expect
screen.
you to have like really high
I'd
content.
say I'd remote in, but I really don't want to get like in this tunnel of death, so.
All right, I did have one final question before we head into the trivia section. Is what's something you look forward to teaching? We have it down as your son, but what is something you look forward to teaching the kids? I know you've grown up and you've taken the girls on hunting trips and stuff like that, but now we got little man in the house, so.
So what is it's kind of hard to hear you. Were you saying what is one thing I'm looking forward to teaching my kids? Is that right?
Something fun you're looking forward to teaching them.
Fun. Honestly, like I don't know. I like teaching them fun. I like doing dangerous things. My middle daughter. Do you know about in Orlando that they have the world's tallest swing, right? Like it goes way the frick up there.
Yes.
I asked my 9-year-old. I was like, well, she was 8 at the time. I said, do you want to go up there with me? And she was like, no, I'm not doing that. I asked my 5-year-old, and she's like, let's do it, Daddy. And so I'm like, okay, all right. Well, we'll just do it then. We'll just do it. So I go in there and I get the tickets, and we're standing in line. I'm like, hey, how you feeling? She's like, let's do it, Daddy. We're going. I'm like, okay. We sit in the seat, and I'm like, how you feeling? She's like, this is scary. This is scary now.
Aww.
Hey, you're here, too late. You got to pull through with it.
I know.
Look,
You're in the
this
seat,
is commitment time. This is commitment time. This is what I'm teaching you. Right? So we start going up. Get up to the top, and I'm like, how you feeling? She's like, this is scary. I don't want to look. I said, listen, look out there. Look at the distance. Don't look straight down. Look at the distance. Look how beautiful all of this scenery is. Look at the water, look at the trees, look at the buildings. This is downtown Orlando. Like, we've got to appreciate what's going on here.
And then, oh my God.
What's that?
And then drop.
And then just, oh my God.
Oh, it doesn't do anything scary. I mean, what's scary is being way the frick up there, and you don't have any control. You got these 4 chains, and I'm like, I've seen these chains. What's happened to these chains? I've seen what happened to this. Okay, like I'm like, okay, I got me and my kid in the same chains here. Like, I'm a big guy. I just.
No, you're tall. You're not big.
I don't know. I mean, I hide my weight. I'll put it that way. I hide my weight. So,
Slim.
So I'm truly looking at this. I'm like, this is a long way down. Like this is like I've got to take a breath before I finish hitting the. Like I'm on my way. I take a deep breath and I have to do it again. You know what I mean? Like it's down there, but so I have to put like all of my emotions aside and be like, listen, we got this. We're up here. We're good to go. So I would say, to answer the question in a very long way, I would like to, just show them how to have fun, to just embrace adventure and to just, it's okay to get hurt. And I don't mean in that scenario, like going snowboarding, we go snowboarding. So, snowboarding, you hit falls and they hurt, but they're a lot of fun. It's okay to get hurt. It's okay to have fun because when you're going down the mountain, you have a good time, but you do have those times that you really crush it with the snow,
Yeah.
But
like a tree.
You just keep going.
Not a tree.
I hit a tree. That was bad.
Carlos, you want to take trivia?
Yeah, let's go over trivia. So, David, we like to play a game called You Decide. I believe
That's
Patty
not
already
what he
went
was
over
referring.
this.
We don't have a trivia question.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. The trivia question. No, I don't think we have a trivia question.
My bad. Let me flip the screens in.
No, it's okay. No, let's go into the You Decide because I didn't see a trivia on there. So did I mess up? No, I didn't mess up. No, it's a beautiful mistake. Thank you, Bob Ross. So
Usually we have a question, like we ask you a question, and if you don't know it, you drink, and then you ask us a question.
But we had a pretty long.
How about we just drink?
And we had a big long discussion. We're good. So we're gonna.
So hey, how about this community drink? Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
All right. So into the next segment, if you'd like to come along with us, it's a fun one.
Oh, too late. He's here.
Let's do it. I'm up this late. Let's go.
All right. Sorry, Kimberly. He's ours for a little bit longer. So now this is what we call the You Decide game. Basically, now I don't know if Kimberly's watching. She probably is watching as live. I don't know if you have Facebook open or not. But and again, there's a 30 delay between.
Don't confuse the man.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Seriously? That's simple. Freaking butthole. What the frick?
That's
No,
my name,
I am
yo.
Frack. I am Frack.
Jeez.
She is Frick. Anyways.
Okay.
So the game is basically that as you see on the screen, if you're looking there, we're gonna name off some of the movies that we're going against each other, and these are movies specifically from the year 2010. Okay, so whoever wins at the end is the winner. Yeah. So, shall we start? We're good?
Let's go for it.
All right. So now the way we go here, once we name them off, the guest, you have the first choice say, and then we'll go by order ourselves. So the first two options are going to be Hot Tub Time Machine versus Grown Ups. Which one's your favorite?
Hot tub.
Wait, hold on. Guest first.
Seriously? Don't you know the rules? How many times have you done that?
I know. Thank you. Jeez.
Lee.
Ugh.
Are you
Always work
always
for
the guest?
nothing.
Is that what you're used to, Erica? You're just used to being the guest here? Chilling.
Or getting my way, one of the way. Whichever.
Well, that might be a different story.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Go ahead, David. What was yours?
So, a hot tub time machine.
Frick.
Oh, now I can go? Grown ups.
Yes.
Frack.
Grown Ups. Patty.
Grown ups.
I don't want to leave you alone. I love grown ups.
I like the storyline of grown ups.
The storyline of grown ups.
But I like the overall
I'll drink because we were
view of
the
Hot Tub Time
minority.
Machine.
The reason I like Hot Tub Time Machine is because it's so different. I mean, where do you come up with this? You know what I mean? So,
Chevy Chase did a great job in it.
It was just adventurous. It was like, it kept going, and it was nostalgic when you brought back the 80s. Everybody freaking loves the 80s. Like, who hates the 80s right now? You know? Anyways, that's why I went that way.
Lugal, man, come on, Lugal.
All right. So the next two choices we have is Get Him to the Greek or Easy A.
Easy A.
Yeah.
Rick?
Okay.
Get Him to the Greek. Patty?
Easy A.
Easy A, you're all alone, man.
All alone.
I love
All by yourself.
Get Him to the Greek was funny, but it was just a little too.
It was a little out there.
It was a little too out there.
Oh,
It was a stretch.
I myself. I'm going to be.
It had its moments. It was just a little too out there
little
for me.
preface into this is that Frack has never seen Easy A, so you know,
So
had no other choice than to.
Tend to go with the one he knew.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was originally, I would have been on the fence if this was 6 months ago. Reason why is because just recently there's been some scenarios that's happened within my personal life that
The girls are getting older.
Huh?
The girls are getting older.
No. So it was basically about me embracing my scarlet letter, and I owned into my scarlet letter. It got me in trouble in a few different scenarios, and so, but I've still embraced it, and it just, I'm like, you know what? That's it. That's where the route I'm going to go, because it was just falsely accused and was taken out of context, and then I'm just like, you know what? So what? This is the stance I took. It is what it is.
All right, so apparently some people are getting on me here about not watching the movie. So I've already been told I will watch the movie. Please calm yourselves.
So I think that you would like this movie. So.
I will. I just give me a chance to watch it. I only found out about it in the last 48 hours.
It's good. It's good.
I was thinking the girls are getting older, so they're all like starting to like mesh together, come up with little plans against like the other sides of the household, and like you're gonna walk into Nerf fights and.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we got the next two movies. We have Inception or Iron Man 3.
Yeah, good luck.
Why are you making me choose between
2010, baby. This is tough.
Yeah, 2010. So okay, I'm sorry. Guest.
Inception.
Oh, Frick. I like. Wait, I'm thinking of the wrong word. No, yeah, Inception.
Not conception.
actually, I was thinking Insemin. No, that's not. So, anyways, so Inception so far 3 for 3. Patty.
As much as I love the whole Marvel and Avengers, and I'm gonna go with Inception just because it's a deeper movie. So.
Iron Man 3 is still one of the best.
It is still
because
awesome.
It just of the entire Iron Man series is incredible. But Inception is on a completely different level of movie.
Oh yeah.
And especially in 2010, I'm not going to be surprised if Inception ends up winning this entire bracket because of the type of movie that it is. There's some tough ones now that we're placing everything, but Inception is a way different type of movie that makes you go, what the heck did I just, wow.
Yeah, and you never know.
Talk about getting meta. It's a dream within a dream within a dream kind of situation. And I love how the ending was, and for those who have not seen it, please do watch it. I will watch Easy A as well, but it's the ending is the best part, I believe.
Oh, the totem, and you're just like, credits. Wait, what?
It's
great movie.
It's two cliffhangers.
I will say what really catches me with movies recently is ones that have changed over the course of time. Like, I don't like these duplicate movies, like movies that happened 50 years ago and then they redo it and they just kind of make it newer. I don't really like it that much. I like it, but I appreciate it, but I don't like it that much. Inception, that's like, holy cow, that's next level. Like, somebody totally thought outside of the box. Like they were thinking outside of the movie.
There was no box.
There was no box. Like, they just recreated a whole new storyline, and people, they didn't know what to do with it. Like, it was just, I was like, man, that's so deep. It's so deep. I mean, besides the fact that the drinks were deep.
Same plot, different characters, scenario.
Armageddon or Deep Impact? Like, come on, knock it off.
It's the same thing, yeah.
But it's completely out of the box. It was a different level of movie. Kind of the way when Matrix came out. Matrix was
exactly.
Wait, what? And
it's like, what? That's never been done before.
Yeah. Something different. Now you did mention that you don't like, and this is off topic, on the remakes. You like the Disney remakes?
I have liked a few of them. Respectfully, Cinderella and things like that. Alice in Wonderland, not as much.
I like it, but it's the Johnny Depp character of it goes really weird.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was actually better than the second one. The second one really made you really just almost uncomfortable, go too much. Like, there's too much going on.
Yeah, it was like it was like the remake of Willy Wonka, where it just kind of
It got really strange.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like, is there a pedophile twist to this? I mean, what's going on here?
There is always a pedophile twist, apparently, because all our heroes are monsters, apparently.
I thought Beauty was very well done.
We love Beauty and the Beast remake.
I thought that was.
Yeah, and I really like the respectful of the traditional one. Like, remake it, make it like live action. That's really, really great. Be respectful of the traditional.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, Alice in Wonderland was just so different. And even, I would really like to respect the classic and then go with the live action. I think it's very, very, very cool.
But there's always going to be the interpretation, the liberties that people want to take in order to say, here's my expression, how I want to give it a growth, etc. and whatnot. But all right, so for the sake of time, just making sure we're all staying on target.
Stay on target.
On target.
All right. So the last choice here for the outside bracket is going to be the other guys or the Expendables. Guessed?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's.
You're welcome.
Cheeto's fault.
This is my bracket. You're welcome.
This one's tough because they're the two totally different types of movies.
Yeah. But they're both good movies in their own respective sense. But but it was an easy decision for me, at least.
I'm gonna have to say the other guys.
Frick?
Expendables.
I'm gonna go with the other guys. Frack. I'm sorry. I'm Frack. Hi.
Hey.
Schizophrenia moment. Patty?
I'm gonna go with the other guys.
Oh, other guys.
I'll drink my water.
Drink.
You do you, boo.
Get smarter, girl.
All right.
I'm not saying they're not.
So I went with the other guys because it was just a different kind of comedy, totally different.
Yes.
Yep.
I truly appreciate all of the guys in the Expendables. Like, I love.
Oh yeah.
I grew up loving all of their movies. I even love the Expendables. Even, I mean, probably not the very last one, but most of them. Like, I really, really liked what they did with them. But it's like, I appreciate those characters, but man, like, the other guys is just funny. Like how it just kept changing and morphing into a lot of different kind of humor and comedy. Like, oh, it was really great. Gator on play
and trust me, that's why these are difficult sometimes, because we are basing it on either the actors and we have to fight against we're choosing a specific year here. So how do you And these are two first-time movies. Even though the Expendables had more continuation, the other guys, like you said, was a brand new format of a comedy, bringing back old-time characters that people love as classics.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. These are sometimes things you got to think about. Go like, do I stay with this or that option? And you kind of fight outside yourself, which is why we love doing this, because it's not just us suffering; it's all of us suffering together.
A complete tearing of yourself. You're like, I can't. Like, this is they're different. You can't. They're not this and this.
I know exactly. Like I said, because I'm the only one I don't want to say, it's not that I don't love you guys, but I like this one. Anyways.
Yeah. Target.
I know. I'm going. Okay. All right. So now we have the option between Grown Ups and ECA. Guessed.
I don't know what ECA is.
EZA.
EZA, the movie.
Oh, EZA.
I heard the same thing. He said ECA.
ECA.
I mean, he is Latino, so.
Yes.
Me English not good.
Oh, what do you want her to say?
ECA.
She's up here on a drone above a roof, and you're looking at her weird.
All right, so let me try again in a more English accent.
Come on, white guy.
Grown Ups or EZA?
There you go.
Hey, look. Look, he understood you that time.
I honestly thought you were saying EZA. I'm like, what the? I know a lot of movies. Okay, this one's
not one of them.
Curveball.
It's over my head. I'm 6'6". It's over my head. I don't know.
Womp womp. Okay, so which one is it?
Grown Ups.
Oh, Frick.
Grown Ups.
Grown Ups. Patty.
That's you, Brooke.
I know.
How many weeks have y'all done this?
Oh, trust me, after several of whatever we're doing, it's
Right.
gonna happen.
Easy.
Yeah, there you go. I gotta go with easy A on that, but we're gonna be
All right, so Patty and Wack, have a drink.
only the minority. We're okay with that.
Grown-ups take it. All right, next two options: Inception or The Other Guys.
Inception.
Frick.
Inception.
Same.
The board,
Yeah,
baby.
Inception.
Run the
It's
board.
Not even.
All right, run the board. Everybody, social drink on that one.
Gone.
Yeah, help a brother out.
Suck a cube, dude. Suck a cube.
Mind you, I know we talked to the
Why would you say that like in public? Who does that?
Wack. We talked about this on Tuesday, but we live on a little pond lake thing. The
On it?
frogs outside are so
The
loud.
frogs out back are like, listen,
They're
sounds like
They're
okay,
like dinosaurs out there.
no, it's
And I'm
like
scared
the
to take my-
Gremlins. Do you
I'm scared to
remember-
take my dog out at night because I feel like they're gonna jump on me. And I've seen the frogs out there because I have a small garden, and I used to have a bigger garden. When I had a big garden, these frogs were
Yeah, we
all
had a
in
couple
the
of
garden.
those
They were
big
like
ones.
this big. They're
Okay.
like
Are we speaking metaphorically? Or are we
No.
talking like
We're actually talking about
they're giant
out on
frogs
the-
outside, and they are
Yeah. So,
mating in a pond.
hey, do you know the scene in Gremlins where
yes, when they get wet? Yeah.
no, but where Gizmo's like singing and he hums?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like is going on our lake times 50.
Door closed.
And we have the doors closed, sliding glass doors.
We're in the
everything's
house.
Shut. We're in our.
You can hear them.
technically We're out looking.
That's pretty
over-
scary.
We had the TV on the other night, low volume.
And you can
But-
still hear them.
I'm trying to get work done. TJ's doing some work, and I just couldn't focus because these frogs are just like they're very loud. And then I had to take my dog out before we went to bed. And
Yeah, she stayed out there for 2.5. Was like
Trooper's our dog, and he did not want to go out there.
Yeah,
Like
he
I
wasn't
opened the
about it.
door and he put his head out and he goes, "Nope."
He's like, them gremlins are coming to get me, and I'm going back in this house. Anyway,
All right,
let's close out the round.
coming back on target here. Come back on target.
I'm
Shall
surprised
we
you
finish this up?
microphone.
I
That's
know,
all
that's-
we're saying.
Yeah, they're so loud.
Yes, they are loud. Obnoxiously loud. Okay, so we have now the options between Grown Ups and Inception. Guessed.
Inception.
I
Brick.
know.
board, buddy.
Choice.
Running the board.
I'm going with Inception. Patty and Wack, are we staying the same?
Board, absolutely. So Inception's going to run the board, and I would venture that we take Inception as the 2010 winner and throw it in a catalog and start holding all of our winners and slowly
Like
get into
to
a
Inception
decade,
standard?
a winner of the decade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so between 2000 and
That'd be-
2010, or yeah.
even still, I think Inception's going to come up there, and they'll be in the top three. That movie.
It was
talk
so
about-
now Grown Ups was a totally different kind of movie altogether too. Like it was a different approach on anything, and I mean just life actual, you know.
Different type-
But yeah, I mean, but what makes Inception different is that you really got to think. You got to follow the story. Grown Ups, you're like, oh yeah, this is life. I've
It's a
experienced
comedy.
this. I don't have to listen that hard. You know?
Butterfly effect.
Yeah,
was-
Butterfly Effect would be a good put against
Yeah.
it, just because
Yeah.
of that thought that if you change one thing,
It
if
affects
you
everything.
change one thing, the ripple effect of all of that.
Seriously. Yeah.
So awesome. That was that segment. So we're pretty much
That's it. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're done.
we're close.
So,
So,
before we go back to our regular page here, and again, I thank you for playing with us, David. Real quick, hang out with us for, if you don't mind, hanging out with a couple of more minutes before we shut down here. We're gonna play another quick break, and then I'm gonna come right back. So, thank you for hanging out with us this evening. We'll BRB.
Okay.
The business world is always evolving, and you might be wondering how you can help your business stand out against the rest. In this day and age, you need to keep up with new trends without abandoning the tried and true methods of the past.
Let's say that you've done a lot of work to get your brand recognized by placing ads across different networks, and it's generating new website traffic and new social media followers, but it's just not generating sales. And now you're asking yourself, how do I continue to connect with these visitors to keep my company in front of their eyes, but turn them into customers?
First, you need to make sure that you have the best tools at your disposal. If you're already generating traffic and engagement, but the sales aren't converting, we believe one of the next best tools to utilize is retargeting, often called remarketing.
So retargeting is when you strategically but not annoyingly follow people who visited your website or engaged with you on social media pages, and you follow them with call to action based ads that encourages them to make a purchase.
You see these ads all the time with companies like Amazon, Wayfair, Groupon, etc. And you can do this too. It's quite affordable to do so. In our latest blog, we go into detail on how retargeting works and how it can make you stand out from the rest.
Now, learning about retargeting and its advantages, that's one thing. However, structuring a converting retargeting campaign is something completely different. That's where we come in.
Let TBA Marketing help you through the process so that you can avoid wasting time and money.
Visit tbamarketing.com, keyword retargeting, to learn more. Then contact us to schedule a consultation by filling out the form right there on our website. I'm TJ.
And I'm Brooke.
We are TBA Marketing.
Let your awesome out.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Yay, that's our fun commercial.
All right, so we're back.
Look at us. We make commercials now.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. So again, we want to remind you. We want to remind you and thank everybody for being here with us this evening. Please, as you're seeing on the screen, do remember to please like, share, talk to your coworkers about us, your grandmother, your great uncle, people in your family, your friends, that guy you hate, but get an ad, get a like out of that.
We're talking about.
So, well, the point being, remember, we're on Twitch here, FFPW20, also on Facebook /FFPW20, also on Instagram, FFPW20, and watch all these prior webcasts that we've done on YouTube. And once again, Mr. David Curtis, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. Sure. We really appreciate you, number one, as an individual, and I'm still mad at the group that they kept you away from me. Because they're probably wanting to say, like, hey, you know what? Don't introduce him just yet, because he's like the one of the family.
Gotta be careful.
Like sushi, so he could go on a sushi lunch with us.
Sushi trip soon.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Yeah, well, I get to meet yourself, get to meet your beautiful wife, Kimberly, as well, and everything. So that'll be awesome. By the way, she threw you under the table. She says, like, you're on your own. I'm in the bed. So she's like, whatever's happening, you're on your own, dude.
I was like, hey, babe, can you get me a drink? Because we're doing this thing. I got to get a drink. I'm sitting here texting her while y'all doing like the question. I'm like, can you get me a drink? Like, go get me something to drink. And she's like, I'm in bed. I'm like,
nah, brah.
What a helpmate. What a helpmate.
Like,
I'm your wife, not your caterer.
Need their full 8 hours. You can
He's like, we don't have 2 of the 3 kids here. I'm not getting up out of the bed. Right?
3 kids to bed.
Send your son.
You.
That'd be Brooke. Wake Tyler up. He'll get you a drink.
Jesus. I will come over before you wake up Tyler. Seriously. So yeah, but once again, Mr. Curtis, David, sir, whatever you want to be called, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. Really appreciate you once again. Again, as you also earlier saw the commercial from RIG Roofing. Please do visit them. If you have questions regarding anything construction-wise, roofing-wise, we'll make sure to also add a link on there for him, and not only here on the live chat, but also in our YouTube posts. David, is there anything else that excuse me. The embassy is fighting back. But
Eric.
Erica's like, oh Lord.
I want to make a joke, but it's
I did too,
political.
and I kept it to myself because David already yelled at me for being inappropriate.
So he knows you. Good.
He does.
Anyways, but anywho, so Mr. David, is there anything else you'd like to throw in? Let us know about before we do our closing segments here for the night.
Give us 60 seconds about your business.
So about RIG, my brother and myself and my sister-in-law started this in 2005. So this is truly a very locally owned corporation. This is a company that has strived to please the community. to try to change the narrative of what's going on in the roofing industry. We're not chucking a truck. We're truly trying to provide the best service, the best warranty, and the best quality of workmanship that you can get in the area. Are we perfect? I don't think anybody is, but we strive daily to get there. So give us a call, give us a shout. Let us do your roof repair and all the way to your roof replacement. RIG.
Your single best roofer.
I know I didn't have to say it. I know I didn't even have to say it.
On the fly. I love it. I love it.
That was
Carlos,
awesome.
Frack, what's up?
All right, so the financial market.
In 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it to 30 seconds. In the last
WTF.
Yes, in the last 12 hours, it's been a real hard hit. But once again, we got to look at the positive and the negatives. We got to look at the opportunities when there is strife happening around us. So today, if anybody's looked at the market, things took a hit. But at the end of the day, though, there are actually some big positives that came out of that, believe it or not. We didn't talk about it in the main topics, but talking about the executive order that did come through from the administration about the deals happening with pharmaceutical companies. So that was a positive thing coming out of a lot of this. So a lot of confidence went down, but a lot of things at the bottom line pushed up. So as always, when you're looking for long-term investment, you're not looking for buy and sell. You're not looking for quick movements, those kind of things. You're looking to stay steady. You're looking to stay strong. You're looking to talk to an individual who's keeping to date with this. So at the end of the day, it's always talk to a professional, to an individual. I'm not going to talk to the guy who works on aisle 13 about roofing. I'm going to talk to David because that's his specialty. So I'm not going to talk to just a regular Joe. Same thing for myself. You talk to a professional about who stays day in, day out. Although these things were hitting hard, it's not something you got to be scared about, though. It's just understanding that it's a natural ebb and flow. So yes, was it a hard hit? Definitely. But it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So hey, things are on sale. That's awesome. That was more like 50 seconds, but go on. We'll now go on to a technology segment. Take it away, Fred.
We like things that are on sale.
I love buying on sale.
So in the news, I don't know if you guys even know, but Google bought or acquired for $2.1 billion of Fitbit, which is reportedly a faced greater scrutiny from the end users' regulators, and they're going to be dealing with a full-scale antitrust investigation. So just so you're forewarned about that if you are a Fitbit user and all that fun stuff. But that prompts Erica has trust issues. We all know this. Erica does not trust employees. Erica does not trust kids. Lock your crap down.
I have a funny Fitbit story, but I'll share it after the fact.
That's a real good idea there, buddy. Just make sure you're protecting yourself. Granted, you want people to have your passwords to get into things, but is it really the best option for your business or yourself personally? Like, my kids don't need to know my passwords to get into things because my kids like to buy shit that I don't want them buying. So just be mindful of what you're doing and just be careful about it. If you have questions, ask. A phone call is always free, so I'm here for you.
We were watching, I don't know if I had it on at all, but we were watching this stuff with the, basically the hearings against the top dogs. They're looking at Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Apple saying, let's talk about how you guys are the four big dogs that are buying up companies that you feel are becoming competitors to you. Mm-hmm. You are openly stating before you buy them, we need to stop them because they're becoming competitors. And that was in the case of basically Google and Facebook. But then Amazon was getting in trouble because of the fact that they're using the best, basically the best seller data of the third party. Whoever comes up. If you're Duracell and you make the best batteries and you're selling the best on Amazon, now Amazon goes, looks like there's a battery market on Amazon. We're going to go ahead and create Amazon Basics batteries. And so they're saying, what proof do you have that you're not using this data to basically make Amazon the go-to company and shut off all of the third parties? Because the third party sellers are now saying, like, we're getting screwed. Our sales are dropping to nothing. And then they're also letting in basically like Wish.com companies to come in and offer these fake knockoff products.
So funny that you say that. I got an email today that they want to put my Amazon Alexa in my car. Hey, put an Echo Dot in your car now. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah. My dad's been asking for that for a while.
Her dad tried to hook one up.
So when can I put my Dot in the car? And I was like, you can't unless you have Wi-Fi in your car.
He's got like a mini motorhome. He's got
like a 1980s motorhome.
Camper motorhome. Yeah. So he bought the Wi-Fi. He tried to put a regular Wi-Fi router.
Yeah, he bought a hotspot.
So we bought a hotspot. Then he was running the hotspot to run the Amazon pod.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Pop, you've got a carburetor. I think your motorhome's gonna do it.
If you think about it, though, he was attempting to do this before everybody, because he was doing it 3 years ago.
He's got a very tech forward mind, but not a very tech savvy mind about how things actually work. So he thinks like this should.
He thinks the Dot should have been in the car.
Yeah.
Why not?
Be able to do this.
Erica's like, no.
Why isn't it here? I'm gonna make it happen, even though he has no idea how to make it happen.
Yep. It's almost like hello OnStar. You know, I mean, it probably won't be far from having to push the button to just saying.
It won't be, and Tesla. We talked about this last week on the show. Is that Tesla is making that move into that? It's where it's basically going to be. It's like having a MacBook drive your car.
Yeah,
that's the shift that everything is kind of going toward.
Hey, I'm all for it unless it ends like Upload.
David, have you watched Upload?
No.
Okay,
wait, hold on.
You're an Amazon.
Hold on. Refresh my memory. What's Upload? Is it the guy who gets the chip in the back of his head and he's okay?
Okay, so Upload is on Amazon.
I think it's Altered Carbon. That's a different one.
Yeah. Upload is on Amazon Prime, and it's darker humor, but it's still really good.
It's still funny, yeah.
When you die, you get if you have enough money. If you have enough money, you get uploaded to the cloud, and based on your level of upload status, you get certain features and certain.
You retire after death into this beautiful heaven, quote unquote, that's all generated.
I'll definitely look it up because I love movies. Like I hate TV shows. I love watching movies.
It's a show, but you could watch it's
but you can watch it. It's like a movie. You can watch
like The Witcher, like watching The Witcher. Like I just enjoy a storyline, and as long as it's long enough to actually kind of keep my attention.
It is. It's got a good storyline.
There's no. I don't feel like it was ever like a.
No, there was no dead time.
A dead time.
Yeah, there was no lull between it, so it was pretty good.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Actually, Paddy and Wack recommended it, and I watched the whole thing.
Looking at monitor 4, which is like the X on all of us.
He's like, stop talking.
Staying on topic. In the digital marketing world, our commercial just played, which was the retargeting commercial, and we just put the blog up on our website at tbamarketing.com. Retargeting is when you strategically but not annoyingly follow your customers with ads. So if you've ever been to Home Depot shopping for a product and then you hopped over on Facebook or jumped over on Google and went to another website and saw another ad for Home Depot that was like, hey, buy me. That is retargeting and remarketing. That's
or if you ever went to the RIG website and then you went to Home Depot to look at...
Freaking thing follows me.
You went to look for a plant and then you're like, hey...
Here's the RIG
ad. Like, do you want to buy a roof? Do you need a repair?
David said, I did that.
No. I did not.
About that, what we can do is we're able to target it to where if they go to the RIG Roofing repair page, we follow them with roof repair ads. If they go to the financing page that are obviously interested in financing, you can follow them with financing ads. They go to a replacement page, we follow them with those ads. If they've already converted and become a lead in the system, then we move them over into a different segment of ad where we now introduce them to the blogs and the information about RIG and let them know the expertise of the company. and you do that less often, you maybe only show them an ad every 3 days, every 7 days, for 30 days, unless they go to the site again and they fall back into the funnel. But you kind of keep them in that route of educating them once they become a lead, to say, hey, we're right here if you need us. Here's all the information.
Basically,
here's our latest blog.
An online customer satisfaction process.
So retargeting and remarketing is a great way to get back in front of the eyes of customers that have been to your website. Whether it's on, you can follow them on Facebook,
it's like they
or
feel
any
like
place that's hosting
they get a
them.
personal touch.
Ha.
Check
You don't have to personally
personal
be in
touch. So check out our blog. It's on our website at tbamarketing.com. Keyword retargeting.
Awesome.
That.
So, all right. So,
what's really cool about that, if you don't mind me chiming in just for a
yeah, please.
It's kind of like people get on little tangents, so they they're like, oh my gosh, like I've got a roof leak. Let me check this out. And they're like, okay, I'm done. I got to shop for new shoe wear because I've got this new job interview, whatever. But then it's almost like it reminds them that, hey, you have something else that you search for. Like you did need this issue resolved. You did need this. And so it does help them in the long run to kind of keep them in check. Like you do have this thing that you did search for. Have you resolved it? Have you resolved it? Have you resolved it? And it's one of those things that's, because it is easy to kind of out of sight, out of mind. Because when it's not raining, guess what? It's not leaking.
Right.
You write it off, and it just is what it is.
Or
so
it's
when,
not that big of an issue.
What's that?
Yeah, like if you notice, like our house, it's not leaking, but we notice like when we come in, like when we pull back into the driveway, like we have some shingles missing.
Rolling.
So we notice it when we come home, but after
once you get inside and you've moved all the groceries inside, you're like, you've totally forgot all about it.
Yeah.
So then you go late night, the kid goes to bed and you're like sitting there and you're like, what do we do today? Like just passing time, because just sitting there in front of the TV or your phone and you're like, oh, that's right. I have a roof issue. Let me check it out. And so it's not really designed to nag or aggravate people, but they don't go looking for roofing because it's fun. There's nothing fun about it. They go there because there was a need. There's a need that still needs to be met until it's met. That's all it is.
Yep, and that's the biggest thing about the retargeting is it's just a reminder. And the cool part is that the clicks to get them back to the site are 50 to 75 cents, sometimes as low as pennies and quarters. But you can show impressions are free, so you can show, especially on Google, you could show as many times as possible.
So you can remind
on
them
Realtor.com.
If they don't click on it, then
anywhere.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, so that's one of the best parts about that.
Because a lot of times I see ads of things that I'm like, I need to revisit. And I'm like, oh, hey, I do need to revisit that, but I don't have time right now. But I am reminded.
Now's not the time.
Some shout out and love to you guys. We are so excited that our roof claim through Harrell Adjusting Services was cleared. Oh, happy birthday to Craig, Eddie, and
Is it Craig's birthday?
Yep, Craig, Eddie, and Clark today.
Eddie's too. Yeah, Clark.
Daniel Stone, excited to have you back home in safe and sound. I know that you were battling a COVID infection and were in the hospital for the last few days. I'm excited to hear that you were back home. We missed you at bowling last night. I love you, buddy. Thank you for being back home, and I'm glad you're safe. He popped me a message while we were in this, but Craig did our roof claim and got us exactly what we were looking for. The opposition, the insurance company, who never wants to cut you a check, was just endlessly saying, wow, thank you so much for having your stuff together, for your honest assessment, for you not overestimating and saying, oh, it's a $26,000 roof on an 1,800 square foot home. Like, thank you for just being professional and being honest. David, your photos and everything that you came out
they
and
like
took
those a lot.
with the roof paired up with his report and his photos and made us be able to solve the claim in one phone call. That's all.
The
it
guy
took.
from Tower Hill said,
came through.
Not sure why we didn't approve this.
He goes, I don't know. I don't understand why our assessor didn't approve this right off the bat. I'm sorry that we had to get this mediation going, but Thank you, Harold Adjusting Services and RIG Roofing, for giving us an honest assessment on the roof. We approve it for the amount that you're looking for. Here you go, done. Boom, done. So, and then obviously I hit you right up after, and you guys were Johnny on the spot. Appointment was set same exact day that I hit you up, David, and boom, done, set. So I'm super excited that we roof claim is in. Check is on the way, and
you're like a whole new part of the family now. Like you were already a part of the family. Now you're in a different branch. Like this is great.
Well, it's really cool because we've never had a new roof. Like we've lived in 3 different houses now.
Yeah,
3 different houses, and we've never had to get a new roof.
Right.
And this one now we're going on 10 years. We've been here officially 9 years in May. So
Jeremy came in and did an excellent job. I wanted him to run through the protocol of this like we're a new I don't know
like
anything about the company, even though I've marketed it for 3 years. I wanted him to come in and explain it to me, and he ended up explaining stuff to us that it was
really cool.
It was awesome. I was so excited. Jeremy
and
did
it's fundamentals. It's fundamentals. I mean, water flows downhill. We got to make sure it's watertight. I mean, it's that simple. Right products, right service, right company.
Right, and that's so awesome. And again, David, thank you so much once again for joining us this evening, taking so much of your time, especially having 3 kids at home on top of this. I keep forgetting about that portion of things.
You guys are done, right? You're good. There's not like we're not Brady Bunch in this crap, right?
That's it. We pump the brake, and we make sure that we shut down the factory. Factory's done. We're like Chrysler. It isn't anymore, or Pontiac, excuse me. Pontiac.
Factory shut down? What are we going to worry about my factory?
My factory is not shut down.
Look. Detroit already has enough crap happening. Let's just stop bringing it back in here. So, but all right, once again, so everybody once more, thank you so much for joining us, for being with us this evening with Frack Paddy Wack. Again, our special guest, Mr. David Curtis from RIG Roofing. Thank you for hanging out with us, even post all the games and everything else, for hanging out with us, being able to talk with us through our segments and whatnot.
Cool.
We want to remind everybody once again, follow us on Twitch. You can find us as FFPW20, Facebook, same thing, FFPW20, Instagram, FFPW20, and watch all these videos on YouTube as well. Look for us at Frack Paddy Wack. Thank you so much. We love all y'all. Join us every Thursday, 9:30 live on Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night. Good night.